So yeah, this is the end of your 3 months of spiritual mentoring from me.
I know.
And
It's bittersweet.
so, oh no, it's like part of me wants to just like massively celebrate your successes and your like all the shadows you've faced, and then other parts of me like, no, don't want it to stop, don't stop. um
Oh,
and of course it doesn't need to
same.
stop here for the rest of our lives, right? It's just like it's the stop of this phase. um
Exactly.
but yeah, if you would if you'd be open to it, as I'd messaged you prior to this, I'd love to like do like a recap of your journey and just share what you're comfortable sharing.
Yeah. So there's been another change,
Okay.
another one. Um, so I drastically changed my diet, like drastically.
Mhm.
Um, I was not feeling well all of the time. And I think I just got sick of not feeling good. So basically, I've been just eating pretty much like everything raw.
Mhm.
So I completely cut out all junk food, like
Yeah.
just cold turkey
Mhm.
for 2 days. And I feel so good. I feel so good. So good. Like it for me, it was just like, it felt like an almost instant vibrational raise. I just feel it's like night and day.
Mhm.
It's incredible.
Well done, you. That's fantastic.
I mean, I
I
was eating kind of healthy, but now I'm like really healthy. So
I definitely resonate with that. And it's, as you know, it's like a, as you know, when you've been sharing recipes with me, like it's a journey for me. And I felt um once you go through that experience, like you're like this epiphany, right? When you feel the difference, you're like this, you're like, well, I could be like in my lower density, my lower vibration, and stick to those, those those bad habits. Um, and then when you take a step out of it, the difference, the way it feels, the way you feel so much lighter. Like I feel my diet's been just gradually improving and improving, and it's really funny now for me. Like I don't really eat junk food, and snacking of chocolates and biscuits and crisps, whatever, is now just at most I'll have like some nuts, and I just don't have the same desire. In fact, I sometimes find it hard with things like sugar. I'm like that, you know, when I see something, I almost like my body's like, "Are you sure?" It's like when you pick something up, it's like that's a lot of sugar. Do you know what that does to you when? If we eat that, do you know how you're going to feel? I'm like, I'm not so sure about this. I find it really hard to look like we only have like a small snack cupboard, but it's like when I look at it, I found it like really difficult now to see the gain that I used to see.
yeah,
So well
exactly.
done,
Like,
you.
and for me, it hasn't really been hard. Like, if I'm craving something sweet, like I'll just go like eat like a spoon of peanut butter, and
Yeah.
that kind of, or I'll eat like a banana or strawberries or something.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, but I feel so much better. I can't believe I didn't do this sooner. You
That's
know,
right. Yeah.
and I sold my car today.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well done.
So yes. So that was another small miracle, right? Because I literally, I'm not kidding, John. I had that car, my other car, on sale for like 6 months.
Oh wow.
6 months.
That's a long
What
time.
happened? You froze.
Oh, I'm here. I'm here. Hello.
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Did you get a phone call?
No.
You're frozen. Oh,
Oh,
wait. I think you're unfreezing.
I'm moving. Hands are
Hello?
moving. Can you see my hands moving?
You just keep like freezing in and out and in and out.
I think it's saying your connection's red. Um,
What does that mean?
just as a poor signal, but it's okay now.
I have 6 bars.
Oh, yep. It looks good now.
Another police car.
Yeah, 6 bars like jail bars, right?
No, I mean bars on my phone.
When you said if someone phoned you, Jon, it's like, oh, I'm on my laptop, and I was thinking, oh, how could they? Oh yeah, but it is. I guess it's possible, but it's harder.
Oh, you're on your laptop. I'm on my phone.
Cool.
Okay. But yeah, so I was trying to sell my car for 6 months, and I wish I was just having a lot of issues with it. And then I don't think it's a coincidence that, you know, the 2 days I changed my diet, because I was already sort of, I was a pescatarian, meaning I don't eat any red meat or chicken, but I just eat fish.
Yeah.
Well, I was struggling with like completely giving up chicken, and I would like sometimes eat it. And then for the past 2 days, I've just been everything raw, right? And then all of a sudden, my car sells after not selling for 6 months.
Wow.
So yeah, it was incredible. And I woke up to a bunch of new subscribers on my channel too, as well. So
yay.
The miracles just keep coming.
Exactly. And it's that shift, right? As you shift yourself, like you're saying all this, right? I'm just repeating what you're saying, but it's like, as you shift yourself, you attract a different reality. You attract a higher vibration. Like you're matching these things. And when you're in a lower vibration, you match those things. Like if you're feeling lower, you're like, well, your car will never sell, or you'll never get those new subscribers. And then when you always hope for the best. It's a very human thing to just think it'll happen in the future. When I am successful, I'll be successful. And it's like, no, you're successful now, and the success will come to you. And you're like, oh, right. Why can't they teach that at school?
I don't know. I feel like once you align yourself to the greatest version that you see of yourself, then it makes it easy for everything to just sort of attract to you, rather than having to work so hard, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I still like working hard, but I think it's easier. It makes it easier when you feel better.
Yeah.
You know, when you feel higher vibrational, it's easier to face the things that don't go right, you know, throughout our days. So that was one of the main things that I learned too, with the mentorship with you, is that like, when I start to feel myself feeling not so good, that there's things that I can do to make myself instantly feel better, like meditation, or remembering, you know, that I control my reality, not the other way around. This matrix doesn't control us. You know, we control this matrix with our thoughts and our minds and our vibrations and frequency. So
true, so beautifully true. And I'm so glad, and thank you for that reflection.
Thank you.
In meditation this morning, I was meditating in our trailer, our caravan, and my guide said, every person, I should do this. Hi, it's Jon, and today meditation. My guides shared that each individual has their own universe, and it's the universe outside of each one of us and the universe within each of us. So I guess that's 2. And that we have a collective overlapping universe. So we have this collective universe, where this reality where about 20% of each of us overlaps with each of us. But when we choose our frequency and our vibration, we create our own reality around us, and we connect in with others through that 20% of overlap. And that's where all the magic happens. That's how we influence not just our own unique bubbles, our own worlds, but also the rest of this collective universe. Sending my love from Scotland. It was a really beautiful message, because it helped me a lot. I feel like there's a lot of fundamental principles that take quite a long time for us as humans to reprogram ourselves with. And one of them is this concept of like being your higher self, like you're describing so many things you're describing and you're doing with ease and flow now, are because you've stepped so much more into your higher self. Like And I'm sure if they were sat behind you or next to you in your car right now, you'd find it quite hard to see the difference between you. And what's so cool is that you know, when you're down, you're seeing those, when your vibration's down, you're kind of searching a bit for some of those lessons. You're like, why, you know, why do I feel like this? Because I know I don't need to stay here. I can come back up in frequency if I want to.
Yeah.
There's things in my, even in today that I've done, like meditation today, that I know was a happy place. So I can get back there when I want to, and I'll be there by tomorrow again. But why am I here right now? And what's the lesson I need to reflect on and learn? And like you say, those things become so much easier, because when you're just bouncing, when you're a kind of little bit like a lost human, like we all feel sometimes, you know, you feel like you're being pushed up and down to this roller coaster, especially if you're trying to progress your spiritual journey, and you feel like you're just being subjected to all this, that you're not creating it. Like someone else is doing all this to me, and why, and then suddenly like, the more I, you know, keep in a higher vibrational state, the easier everything is.
Yeah.
And that it's okay to be pulled down sometimes, and often you're pulled down for a reason. You know, sometimes it's a little rebirth in an hour or a day or a week or a year or a month or whatever it is, but it's often for a good reason, and we're trying to be shown something. Just before we started today's session, so I set up a safe space for us, and just before that, I was stood outside on my grass on my lawn, staring at the star above me, because it's dark here in Scotland, and I just said, "Source, why is it so heavy down here? Like everything is so dense down here on Earth." And Source just said to me, "Jon, you chose this. Like, you chose to come down here. You chose to come down here to help the world. You know, this is why you came here. You came into this density to help, to be human and to help others." And it's like, "Yep, you're right, I did." And then Source said, so you're now going through, describe these sea trials. Like, I don't know if I've shared it so much recently, but I keep talking about this analogy in my life where I've been preparing my ship. So much of what I've been doing is getting ready to set sail and go on a long voyage. And this is now the sea trials, where, a bit like when I'm driving my Binnie train with my camper van and our trailer behind us, like we're going out on these short trips to like prepare for these bigger adventures. And it very much feels like that for you. I mean, you're sat in your car right now, on this galactic adventure. And yeah, so much of what's happening now is like this beautiful preparation, and you know that feeling of excitement, right, where you're just so excited for the adventure, and it's ironic. It's not actually you that travels to the adventure, right? The adventure comes to you because you're excited for it.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And I'd love to spend a few minutes reflecting on some of the journey that we've been through. So we started on the 17th of December. I don't know if you remember back then.
Wow, it doesn't seem like it's been that long. Yeah.
And we did like this. I haven't like watched back the whole 1 hour and 24 minutes, and this was just our introduction. But we went through like just a little bit about like what you wanted to achieve, like, you know, getting to your dream life. We talked about some of the specifics, and you know, some are very personal to you. And we talked a bit about like being able to describe your perfect dream, your health, your lifestyle, what you do for your family, and how it would feel. And then very much, and I remember just before starting it, I was thinking 1 month shadow, 1 month activation, and then 1 month like helping you with the like getting started. And I think we went straight into the shadow work into December. And there was like right after, a couple of days after we met first, you hit some very deep shadows. And I did a little 10-minute video for you to help with some of that clearing. And it's, you know, none none of it is a coincidence, right? When I look back now and see that timeline, you're like, yeah, like as soon as you took that big bold steps, like that guy Jon Binnie, I'm going to do mentoring with him. Like just a couple of days into it, like you're straight. You're diving deep into those shadows, and it brought up quite a lot quite early on.
Big ones. Big ones. And at the same time, I was also doing the shadow work with Nova, so it was like double duty.
Wow.
Double duty. So yeah, there's no coincidences at all. No.
And on the 24th of December, so just before Christmas Day, there's a video of me. And did you ever watch the replay? Because I gave you some messages just before the replay, just at the start of the replay of it, where I'm dressed up as Santa's elf? I think.
No, I think you were, it's the Grinch, wasn't it? I think
the Grinch. Yeah, that's right. How could I forget? It was green. I was like, what was I again?
Yeah, it was the Grinch. I believe it was the Grinch. And yes, I think I did watch it because I remember laughing. I remember going back and watching it and laughing so hard because you were like doing like healing too, but like you were in the Grinch suit. I was like, I remember thinking in my head, like, I'm having a healing from the Grinch right now. And I couldn't stop laughing as I was watching it.
Wow.
And I remembered you saying about how your kids think sometimes you do these cringy things. And I was laughing because I was thinking that my kids think the same things about me when I do so.
It's our parental right and duty.
Yeah. So I could relate. It was funny.
And I wear Grinch socks all year round. So actually I'm a bit sad. Like I'm a bit sad because some of them are wearing out. No. So novelty socks just fit my my wife describes me as having like kind of duck web feet, like the very narrow heels and pointy webbed at the top. They're not actually webbed. It's just how she sees them. So we I think we were doing like from my notes, I can see I remember at that time I described you as being like so hungry for the guided meditations, like you'd dived into them, you were going through them really deep, and you were getting close. Even by that point, you're a good way through them, and we were starting to do some of the more detailed shadow work, and into do you remember around January the 7th, we then started on detecting entities and energies in your home and around you?
Yes. That was crazy. Being able to, for the first time, sense things that I never knew were actually, well, I knew they were around me, but to be able to feel them on a deeper level was a little bit scary. I'm not gonna lie, but it taught me that there's things out there that we can sense and feel if we're open to it.
Yeah. And
that just in itself activated way more gifts into, you know, it opened way more gifts for me as well. So
that's fabulous.
Because I was like actively using my third eye, basically. So, and my being able to sense energy. So that was a unique experience.
That's incredible. Yeah, I think, I feel like so much of it was also confidence, because when you open yourself up and you see that you have those gifts, you like you're saying, when you're focusing on your sensitivity, when you experience something negative in your own home, it's so jarring, right? The energy is like so like horrible compared to the happiness. And that's how I feel now when I'm going around my home. Like if something's there that doesn't feel aligned with me or my family's energy, it is like there's someone standing there. And sometimes it's, it's rare to see them in my own home, but it's like you're like a stranger's there, and you're like, You're not allowed in here. You've got the entire universe, right? But not here.
Yeah. If I see something now, it's funny. Like my reaction's way different. Like if I like the other day I was doing dishes and the light started flickering and my daughter went, Mom, and there's something there. And I just turned on and I went, hey, hi, you can't be here, bye. And I continued my business. and immediately it stopped. Immediately.
Yeah.
But it was kind of funny because before I would be like, oh my God, but now I'm just like, hi, bye.
Yeah.
So
well, that's fantastic confidence. And like they just don't like it, right? They don't like being seen. And that's a big first thing.
And they have no power. Yeah, exactly. They have no power in our space.
No.
Before I knew that I could just reclaim my power and say, this is my space. You're not allowed to be here. You need to get the heck out of here. Yeah. Whereas before, like I would feed into the fear, like, oh my gosh, there's a boogaloo in my house.
That's right. Yeah. What do I do?
You know what I mean? It's like now she goes, okay, we're not playing this game today. And they just immediately will leave. And sometimes I'll even just turn around and say, I love you. And then they're out. Gone.
No.
They really hate that.
Yeah.
You think they hate being seen. Just shout out, I love you. And they're out so fast.
Yeah.
So especially if it's a darker entity, they just
they're scared. They're scared it will stick to them, right? They if you leave some love on them, it's not a good look. It's not helpful for their day jobs. That's
the
so powerful.
Definitely don't like the love.
And speaking of darkness, so we also did a soul retrieval, right? January the 21st, and it felt like from my perspective, I think we both felt this. I'd love to ask yours as well. Like there was this build up, right? It was like it was inevitable. It was going to be a thing we were going to have to do together. It was going to be big. And I knew there'd just be a right time to do it at some point in our first few weeks. And I remember like even we were like juggling calendars to make some of the sessions work around then. And it was a very big soul retrieval. And I'd love to get your perspective on that experience.
Yeah, that was one of the things that felt very profound for me. I think like there's something really special about finding an aspect of yourself that's missing and then being able to sit there and feel it. And for me, like, I remember holding this soul fragment of myself and talking to it and saying, I love you, like, thank you for all of these lessons and these moments, right? And it felt very almost like there was like these activations going on in my heart chakra that were a lot stronger than I've ever felt before. And I've had, heart chakra activations before, but this one was on an even deeper level because it was like finding an aspect of myself and returning it back to myself, but then also being able to separate the parts of me that like I didn't need anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like the parts that didn't serve, it was like shedding the old skin, but being able to keep the parts that I knew were going to serve me well.
That's so fabulous. I'm so happy that we were able to help you. And like the work you did in that session as well was just so brave. We went to these lower realms and we found that heart of yours, right? We found the whole of your heart. And all the things that shouldn't be attached to it, and all the things that you're giving away to, and it was time. Like it was your soul had chosen this time to bring it back.
Yeah, and the elevator was really intimidating.
What an elevator!
We jump in the elevator, and you're like, "We're gonna go to like the portals of hell," and I'm like, "This is not fun."
Yeah.
Like level negative 99, and I'm like, where are we? but the thing about it was during this whole session, it was like anytime I started to feel any fear come up, I just instantly knew that I was safe, because I knew that you were going to talk me through all of it. And so, you know, it was like, if that fear came up, it was like, you know, you're safe. Jon has done this millions of times, not millions. Well, yeah, probably through millions of
Hundreds.
lifetimes, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, in this lifetime,
You
hundreds. Yeah.
know, and so it was like, I knew I was safe in this space. And, you know, you took charge so well, taking me to those areas. So there was one point where like the fear completely was gone, and it was like, oh, we're here, we're doing this. And, you know, once I settled into everything, it was an incredible experience. And I think it was one of the things I'll probably remember most about this mentorship. I think it had the most profound change in my life, honestly.
Wow.
Is that those moments.
Thank you. And it's so easy to think that you know, somewhere between mentorship and our own, you know, reflections of our own soul and spiritual journeys are that it's all, you know, rainbow farts and unicorns and or maybe the other way around. But it's like that it's all, you know, that it's all just amazing. But to really get great progress, we need to face those wounds. And
Yes, absolutely.
and you did it so bravely. And you've known me for a few years. You knew exactly what was coming. And and yeah, like I sometimes forget, like I go, you know, I go to hell at least once a week, and it's that's right, what a job. um and it's, yeah, I think in some respects what's helped me and helps me bring like compassion and I guess bravery to those sessions are that I see hell very much as a place where we torment ourselves.
Exactly.
And we create these, you know, beings and these experiences and these time loops and just all the kind of, you know, infinite tortures you can imagine to ourselves.
Yeah.
Because
it's like a Groundhog Day.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what because that's what we wanted to inflict on ourselves as a result of what, you know, often it's triggered by trauma, but not always.
Yeah.
And so yeah, your journey was really, really powerful. And it was so beautiful how you were I just remember you talking to your heart, and you're just so compassionate, so filled with love. And you're like, we're going back, like we're coming back as one. And you did, right? You came back with the whole of you this time.
I came back with a whole heart, not a half heart.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so was it, I think it might have been almost straight after that, we went into stepping into your higher self, and it must have been just like the end of January, and we were starting to talk about so from hell to heaven, and we we're like, okay, now let's talk. Now we've done the hard bit. Let's refocus on what your dream life will be like. Where is that you want to be? What do you want to be doing?
Yeah, we did.
And you'd already done some work previously, right? So you'd already like done quite a lot of hard work to write down like what you wanted your life to look like. And we also did a session, right? 3 times.
Well, the first one I did, I ended up revising it again, and then I revised it again recently. So yes, I often will look at it and say, this is, you know, what I want has changed a bit.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it gets revised, because I feel like as we learn and grow, that the things that we want change, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas like necessarily I wanted all of these things. And I go, why did I want all that stuff? To me, like now, yes, it'd be great to make, you know, a ton of money, but I think the inner peace that comes with knowing that you're doing something that sets your soul on fire is more important to me than, you know, having all that money. It's 333 on my clock.
Yay.
I love that. It's just beautiful synchronicity and sign of alignment. Yeah, and I think like once I decide what I want, that everything will just sort of just fall into place. But it really helps me to put in perspective my goals and to see them in a realistic way. Whereas before, I couldn't do that. Like I knew what I wanted, right? But I didn't know how to get there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know like the 3D world stuff of how to achieve those goals.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I have a pathway that I can just sort of follow, and everything is just sort of like falling into place like little bricks.
Yeah. That's right.
And my house is being built.
Yes. I love that.
Seriously.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
And I love that you keep updating that vision, right? It's like in many respects it doesn't matter what you want, and it doesn't matter that it changes all the time. What matters is that at any given moment, in any present moment, you know what you want. And it's the only way the universe is listening. It's the only way your vibration will continue to rise to match that thing and attract those things in. And like you say, I love that. Like the one profound experience I've had with this journey is that I'm so used to, in my software career of project planning and doing these very kind of linear or waterfall like plans, that the reality is you just need to set out your goal, set your vibration to match it, which is actually really hard because you often want a really big goal and you're like, just bring that vibration up. And then once you're up there, like you're saying, like that road, that path, that yellow brick road the universe will pave the way every day. And I've heard like some friends have described the universe as like your new employer, right? It's like, your new employer will give you the things you need on that journey to achieving your dreams. Just keep vibration high and keep your eye on that vision. And yeah, I think it's so beautiful to see how you've once I feel like you'd gone through the shadows, you then were like leaping. You're just like, I think I get it now.
Yes.
And in mid-February, your cat. I have cat healing in one of the subjects. How's your cat doing now?
He's doing a lot better. Definitely a lot better. His kidneys are still touch and go. But I mean, he's 19 years old. So, he's doing a lot better since I did the healing on him. Oh, definitely. Okay. He went from being literally like critical to now he's on medication that he takes when he gets anxious, and he's not crying all the time. He's able to live a normal cat life. So
it's lovely to hear.
He's doing better.
And even just, you just shared such an inspiring, story of how you're like, you at that point, that's it. I'm stepping into my gifts. I'm like here to help. Like, I don't care who's, watching me or whatever. And you're doing in public these very incredible healing. And that was just really, really
at the vet.
Yeah, just so incredible to witness you doing that.
Yes. So the story was, I was at the vet and he was not doing well. And so I had this like inner knowing that like he just needs like some healing. And so I just sat down and I put him in my lap and I started just doing like these crystal ray healing on him. And it was actually the same crystal rays that I seen in the meditation when I met my higher self.
Yeah.
It was the same crystal ray healing crystals. So I sat down to do that. And as I did, my children were there with me and they sat down in a circle with me and just started instinctively just put their hands and just started sending healing. And I opened my eyes and I remember I didn't know that they were doing that. And when I opened my eyes and I seen them and I go, what are you guys doing? And they go, well, we're sending him healing too. And I went, oh. And it was really incredible because the vet had come walking in and the nurse, and they sort of kind of just went for a second, and they just stood there and they didn't even bother us. They just kind of waited until, we opened our eyes and were present with them. And then they said, oh, take your time. So, but it was in the middle of a vet office, and that was something I would never do, ever, until I had the mentorship with you. I think, it gave me the courage to finally not care what people think about me, and to be able to just step fully into my power and to just do like what would come natural to me, and to just do it confidently, just to be myself and be authentic.
Oh,
so
I'm so proud of you, and your kids as well. That's just so magical, and you're so brave. Like it's so funny. Like that. I feel like part of us, many of us, right, are this. We still have this like townspeople and torches and pitchforks, and they're gonna like, part of us are thinking, are they gonna run off and get their pitchforks now? Are they gonna like come running back and and I don't know, do what they did in previous lifetimes? Like, no, they're not gonna do that. And at worst they might say, please don't, and I was just so proud of your healing. And you also touched on like the activation side, so you connected with your really beautiful, like incredibly high vibration, like as about as high vibration as you can get, entities, this whole spectrum of ray entities. And that is, I mean, we're all equal in the universe, right? But there's just something really beautiful, magical about your activation, and the fact that it had only happened was it the week or two before that we stepped into that activation, and then there you are doing it, and you're doing it in the dense 3 world in a difficult situation in public. So congratulations.
Thank you. And I've actually been working with them more. The day that I had a headache, remember, we had to cancel our last session because I wasn't feeling well. That day, I had a headache for 2 days straight. And I remember thinking, like, why am I not trying my healing on myself? I'm like, hello. So what I did was I went into meditation, and I seen the crystal rays again, and I used them on myself. And I woke up the next day feeling way better. And the day after that, my son London had a headache, and he's only 6. So I'm like, you're too young to have a headache. This is very, strange. But I ended up doing the crystal ray healing on him as well. And within 5 minutes, he was better.
Wow. That's incredible.
So, now I realize that that's another gift that I can use to help serve.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now that I've used it and tried it, and I see that it's viable.
Exactly. It's absolutely real. Yeah, absolutely real. And you, on the 17th of February, you messaged me with a video saying that you'd shown your face on a YouTube video, I think it was.
Like 3 times.
Woohoo! Yes.
That was a huge accomplishment for me, because I had went into hermit mode for so long, and coming back was scary, really scary. So again, facing another shadow, a huge one, a really huge one for me is and then I also went live.
Yes. Just in case that wasn't enough, right?
So I didn't just face one shadow, I faced 2.
Yeah, that is
at
so
the
cool.
same time. So, but yeah.
And what I love about it is that, some people, we don't always, as humans, we don't always get each other's fears, right? We don't always understand why would someone be scared of that. Now, I think yours is definitely up there, like going live on social media and showing your face is definitely, like, for most people is up there, and like it's quite a hard thing to do. But if you've been like a content creator for years, you know, it kind of becomes, we kind of normalize these things a bit. And I love that it didn't matter what it was. Like it could be showing your foot on on live or something, you know, that you were terrified was. It didn't matter what it was. What mattered was that you had fear, you decided to be brave and face it. And now, like the dramatic shift, like I was looking through you, I did a quick scan of your Instagram profile just before this. It's like you have got a very clear message. Like it's super clear. Your offering's really clear. It's easy to like contact you, and seeing your face and amongst this really well crafted profile, it's just beautiful. Like you just light up this, like seeing your face brings your soul there. And it's just like, oh wow. Like, I just feel like you're just like the whole of you is there. Like your whole heart shows. And all you're doing is just staring at a profile page for, you know, 2 or 3 seconds. And that's an incredible leap forward. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I did. I took this one picture that, because remember during one of the homework sessions, you gave me like the take the pictures, right?
Yeah. 10 photos.
I took, so far I've taken 3.
Yeah.
But I took the one that I thought really sort of spoke to the essence of who I am. Like, and as I was taking the picture, I just remember thinking like, I felt so much joy, and I wanted that to be conveyed in my profile. So I just put it on all of my reels. So like, if you're going through my reels, you just see my smiling face like this.
I love
and
it.
I did what you said. As I took the picture, I imagined like my perfect client. And I took your thing, so don't get mad, but how you said, you always envision your clients hungry for progress.
Yeah.
And when I put my sort of mojo in the picture, I said, I want my perfect clients to be hungry for progress like mine. Yeah. Because I know my progress, I did a lot of work in a short amount of time. Yeah. And I faced a lot of fears and a lot of shadows. But I seen exactly where it's gotten me. Like it's almost like night and day. Like I'm starting this whole new business up. I already had one client already for a read and also for a guided meditation.
Wow.
And it's just, I also got an offer to be a guest teacher from another spiritual teacher. So
fantastic.
The opportunities from just this short amount of time that you and I have spent together have just been incredible. And, you know, I feel like it's just going to go sky high from
Yes, it already is. Like I
there.
I love it. Exactly.
Here for it.
Yeah, you're like when you talk, it's so easy for us to talk about high vibration. Like, and so when you say like, what does that mean? And then you say, well, if you took a photo of me when I'm in a high vibrational mood and state, it would be imprinted in that photo, in the energy. Like it would be all encoded in all those pixels and ones and zeros. Yeah. And whenever someone looked at it, they would feel it. And that is so much more powerful than, you know, an amazing video or like a promotional advert or like an incredible profile page or a website or any of these things or an app. Like the energy that people feel when they go there is just resonates out. And it's not really what we're taught traditionally. We're not taught to like, just good news. All you need to do is just take one photo, have a really good mood, and you're done. That's it. Like no one tells you that, right? And but what they don't also do, they don't say is it's got to be the best fucking mood of your life. You're like, what? What do you mean the best mood of my life? You know, like the happiest moment ever. Okay, that's hard. And I love like being really specific about the clients you want, right? Like that. I love that hunger. Because imagine the opposite. Imagine like the opposite would be like a really like unhappy picture, like, oh, I never get any clients type attitude. And then it would be, I'm here to mop up all your shit listen to all your, moans, and then haggle with you over my low prices, and I'll probably do it for free anyway. That's like the opposite end of where you want to be. And so I love the other end. Like we say, yeah, like my clients are hungry. They see me as an opportunity to accelerate themselves.
Yes.
And they're the one doing the hard work, and I'm helping guide them. And I know I'm saying this as much as as you would be in this analogy. But that's what I love about your journey is like you've just been so hungry and so brave. Like you faced in this journey, and there's a lot that we haven't shared here in your personal life, but like they're like really deep, dark parts of your experience, your life, and inside of you, and including like the metaphysical work and the physical work. Like there's just this huge appetite and hunger you've had. I'm trying to show my hand. It's across the spectrum, where you've gone from this place where you could have continued on your journey without me, and then when you bravely chose to work with me, you catapulted yourself so fast into those shadows. You're like, right, that's it. We're doing this. We're going to face these shadows, and so quickly then go literally a week later, and now the dream, and you're just leaping into this beautiful new highest version of you, and I'm just so proud. It's such an honor to work with you.
Yeah, I think it was the most important step was choosing me. So yeah, it all starts with choosing ourselves, and I use that with all of my things now. That putting your essence and your vibrational intent into things, like even if I make a post on Instagram, or like when I did the meditation for the client, I literally sat down before I wrote the meditation out for her and said, this is my intention for her. I hope that it gives her this, and I hope that she feels this, and I'm going to put all of this wonderful energy so that she can realize how powerful she is. And I stated my intention out loud before. And when I connected to my guides and to source, I literally stated my intention and said, this is what I would like to achieve with this meditation, and this is what I would like her to achieve with this meditation if she's ready for it. And I put all that good energy into it, and then I create it. And that's my creative process now. It's like I sit down with my intention, my energy, and say, what do I want people to feel when they look at this post, or what do I want them to see? And then I say it out loud and I put it into that. And that's made a really profound change in the way I create as well. So
that's so fabulous.
Yeah.
I've
learned so much from you.
Thank you. And it changes your life, right? You realize that, like you say, it's literally everything. I posted some photos today about our camping trip, and I was thinking, why would I share these? Like, why would anyone care? And I wanted to share just some of the magic of my adventure. Like when someone looked at the pictures, I wanted them to feel like they could have adventures in their lives, and that adventures are important. And I need to get out of the studio, as much as I love it. I need to get out of it as well. And yeah, and actually was it yesterday? I was going to create some more adverts for my training course, but I was tired. I'd just done another client session. It's like, that's the wrong time for me to create and to share, because I just embed that tiredness and that fatigue when it's like you said, like when you put yourself first and you put your intention first, these things just flow much more naturally. And I just said, Jon, you've done enough. It's okay. Like, you've got plenty to do. You've got a whole life ahead of you to do all these things you want to do. Exactly. And so when you create and broadcast to the universe, don't just say, can't be bothered really loud to across the whole universe. You say, I love you. I'm here to help. That's what you say. And you did all this whilst also doing the Higher Self Foundational Training course, which we haven't mentioned at all at the same time. And literally like it, and it happens in 8 minutes. And it's like, you've been you've been doing that like week on week.
We'll be going to that next.
Exactly. um, and that's an incredible feat, and it's been incredible having you in the sessions. They are, it's been a really magical course, but also, I love that, you know, the mentoring wasn't just by itself. Like I wanted you to be part of everything I was doing at the time. It wouldn't matter what it was. I wanted you to at least be invited and feel like you could, you know, you could attend, and, you know, whenever you wanted to, you could just catch up in a replay. And that includes today. Like, you don't need to attend today in person.
And I also attended the manifestation training.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I went to that.
just everything. And you're active in the membership group, and you're chatting away with people, and sharing shadows.
I finished all of your meditations. Yeah. I finished all of them. I did every single one. And there was like, what, 15 of them or something that I did all of them. And I also bought your starseed meditation.
Yes.
I threw myself into it.
Yeah.
You know, I think that when you are serious about, you know, improving yourself, it's really important to surround yourself with things that you know are for your highest good. And for me, I knew the minute I did the first meditation, and like I said, I was completely honest. When I had been meditating for years and it never clicked. I never felt good. It was always felt forced and stupid. But when I did your first meditation, something just clicked. It just felt right. And I was like, this is what I need. I need to step into guided meditations. And that's how I was just hooked. That first meditation just did it. And then I did all your meditations, and then I bought your starseed meditations, and I threw my t-shirt too.
Well done. And you know, when I set the intention to look for those hungry clients, like you turned up, right? You're like, I'm hungry. I'll eat it all. I was
ready. I knew for a while I was ready to just make the changes. I was tired of spinning my wheels, basically. I just didn't know how to step into that other aspect of myself, but I knew that the universe was preparing me. And so I was just patiently waiting for the next step. So,
wow. Well done. And just congratulations on your journey. And I'm going to, for now, in this modality at least, really miss catching up with you almost every week over the last 3 months, and just helping you on your journey. And I'm just so excited to continue to keep in touch and see how you continue to grow. And I'm sure we'll be doing catch-ups and seeing how you're progressing. And yeah, I'm just so proud of your progress. It's incredible. And I'm like, there's no doubt in my mind that you'll achieve all of what you set out in your vision. And I know that it's probably, you know, parts of it of what you've written in your vision today, but throughout your life, you'll just keep changing it, and you'll keep changing it for like your higher and higher and highest good. So congratulations, and well done on your incredible achievements. And it's just your start. Like, it's all coming to you now that you've raised your vibrations.
I'm living the dream right now. So absolutely.
Fabulous.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I look forward to catching up with you if you're coming along to the training. And if not, I'll catch up with you later.
I'll be at the training. So I'll be there. Yes. I'm not going to miss it. I'm going to dive in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you. And I'll end it at that. And take care.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Sending love.
I have a big rose quartz right here, so I'm beaming you some love.
Yay. Thank you. Received.
All right. Bye.
Thank you. See you. Bye.